You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Howdy.
And it's me, Brian. And there was a very large ding, which I'm not
Really
sure the
giggles,
microphone picked up, but it scared the life out of me because the ding happened almost exactly when I said play.
I am a robot now.
And this week, we're covering anime that aired the week of March the 1st to March 7th, 2025. It's Saturday, and we watched Sakamoto Days, Episode 8, Sakamoto's versus the Lab. Things really pick up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
They do pick it up. They're kind of building like momentum towards something.
Yes.
But like, you know, fucking damn it. I think what's he called again?
Dr.
Garrett
Mad Lad. I can't remember his name.
He's Mad Horiguchi, I think.
Mad Horiguchi, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, I think his syringe-based name thing gets emptied in this one. But I really like the Invisible Man's one where his name appears on a transparent PNG in the fucking thing. I was like, oh, that's nice. Very good.
It's just like a good like typographical stuff that you know it doesn't even like, come up in the manga. The manga is just like kind of straight text boxes, but
yes,
it's like jazz because we get a lot of little like name announcements here. So I'm pleased that they are kind of like taking a little bit of time and put a little extra detail into it.
They're having fun with it.
Yeah, I did check after last week to see whether, because I know in Blue Blazes they've got the character who's the editor of Shonen Jump. He's based on the guy who co-created Fist of the North Star, who's called Mad Holly in that. I was like, is this taken from that? But he's not a Horiguchi. He's a different Hori something. But it was close enough that I was curious, as if it was a deliberate reference.
Well, I'm sure him and Mad Horiguchi share similar body counts in their careers, including but not limited to, you know, making yourself grow really huge with some of your personal steroids, putting another nanomachine in Sakamoto and makes him like do the opposite of who he wants to hit.
He's got a switch on his wrist that he can turn you think of friends as foes and foes as friends. Like I just got a switch. That's all the chip I put in your brain does. Which so then Sakamoto solves this by punching Shin as hard as he can, and Shin's kind of like talking.
It's just trusting that Shin will dodge it because like, I'm just gonna do the kind of like the backwards of what we did in the stage show a little while back.
Yes.
Where I go, I'm just gonna tell you every punch I'm gonna throw at you, and you're just gonna dodge it, and I'll hit the man behind you.
That's a good solution to it, where Shin is also still shitting himself. He's like, I thought I was gonna fucking die.
Biggest praise for fun, saying, man, fun, you're doing pretty well. Keep it up with me. Like, he's like, no, acknowledging his skills, like,
we also get the flashback of Shin's childhood at the lab.
So it was mostly good, but everyone stopped liking him because he was a kid who would say the first thing that popped into his head, which is the first thing that popped into your head, which you didn't want to say out loud, because one of them is a sex crime. With that guy who's like, he wants to see your panties. I was like, that's going straight to HR. You're in a lot of trouble now, mister.
No, it's not kind of lab. More like a family here. We're all like a family until the assassins came and made us like use our science for evil ends.
I did appreciate the old man who runs the lab, who's like, my friend just left me with this kid, and the kid kept drinking the psychic juice on the counter, and I was just like, what can I do? Like, he was being the good dad, and even the thing of like, hey, get out of my way, kid, then like showering with the kid and like giving him his back a wash, and I was just like, yeah, no, he's doing the best he can as a single scientist man who has suddenly found a child thrust upon him, and now that child is psychic because
it gives me he's very reminiscent of Senku's dad and Dr. Stone. He's more full on scientist, but he's like a similar like you know, well, someone's got to take care of this kid. So
Also, right at the start, Kisuke is sent out to go and find Shin and Sakamoto.
Yeah, because Sakamoto's daughter's crying. I did like Peacecape rolling up the shop. I was like, "Hey, I found some money under a vending machine. Can I have food?"
Kisuke rolled up the shop.
Peacecape. Yeah, sorry, that would be
said
funny
that.
too.
Kisuke didn't roll up and say that. He hasn't learned to
It's a
talk.
very smart bird. I'm sure he can do that.
Mostly for spotting, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not been given potions which allow him to talk. They start escaping through science and kung fu.
Yeah. Also in the middle of this as well, Shishiba and Osiragi of the Order, they're also come in. And to make a great show, if I might have defeated Maruto Oroguchi, but he was like only the lesser of like our four heavenly kings, whoever they are. We know Seiba is one of them. He gets into it with Shin later on. It's like, we got our two other guys here. We got one heavy number 2 and heavy number 3, and for our main guys, they've been dismembered and killed immediately.
And we then have our. He's not deer headed. It's a deer mask. You see the full haircut reveal, I guess, at this stage, and he gets his head twisted backwards by a hammer, but he's filled with weapons, so that doesn't matter a jot to him.
Mostly knives and ray guns. His favorite ones to use.
I do like the kind of pulling your hand, like doing the stitching on your hand to reveal knives where your hand should be. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And then on the other hand, it's like a gun bigger than the hand that was there. I was like, how are you doing that? It's like, don't you worry about it. He's just filled with large stuff that to murder people with.
Yes, so the gun which comes out his mouth, and then he continues his speech even with his.
I would also like spring for the I can still talk when I'm shooting out of my mouth, right? I don't want to sound like
it's
an
like
idiot.
a speaker thing. I mean, if you think someone like who's going to modify his body much hasn't thought about that eventuality, just someone looks like a total idiot when that happens to go, not threatening at all.
But they decide to leave it to Sakamoto because they're like, well, I know Sakamoto from back in the day, and he's a bit slower now, but he can probably take care of this guy. We're not even after this guy. We're after Slur, and our female member of the order is kind of like, holy shit, a teddy bear. So we've already got the thing of she doesn't have much logic going on because she thought that man was a reindeer. She thought this guy is a teddy bear because he's fat. I don't know what exactly is going on in her head besides violence.
No, and we're about 200 more chapters in and still don't really know.
She's just got a sense of wonder about the world.
Yeah.
She hasn't cracked first. Like she sees like animal people and there's like things like that. She sees like signs in the world. She does believe in ghosts. So
the best combination for a top assassin is to have a childlike sense of wonder of the world, to be a goth, and to carry a circular saw up with you wherever you go. It's just like, I think all those things combined, you're good.
You have to have an interesting life for certain, whatever career you go on.
And then Shin gets into a fight with Saber, the guy with the invisibility coat.
You can tell where he is, and you can tell he's going to attack, but I can't fucking see the gun, so that makes it a bit difficult. But there's a sniper on the roof. Hooray!
And also smear your blood in him instead.
Yeah.
Not gave the game away pretty easy.
Also, would Peacekeeper be able to see him because of bird's eyes working differently?
It probably would be as well. What was really brilliant about that is like, Shin's doing his best, but he's getting overwhelmed here, and then it's like, he thinks he's handling to see like this birds flying, shadows fluttering by, and then it's got to buy time for the shot.
Yeah, working as a team kind of thing.
Like no mind reading the way you saw the bird you fall insane as well. I know the shape of that little bird with the tactical satchels around its neck anywhere.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then we get next week. We've got the bit I've been waiting for, and hopefully it's as good as it is in the comic, because that's the bit in the comic where you really sit up and take notice.
You start to believe.
Yeah, and there has been a lot of good action, like in the last episode and this one as well. Like it still has, it's still doing a good job of like getting those ideas to screen, but the comic does like wonderful things with the format that obviously won't translate to animation. So how are they going to not improve on it? How are they going to adapt it? Is the main question.
It's stepping up. It's stepping up.
Yeah.
Look, if it was on Saturday just gone, I looked because this is like the hurdle I've been seeing. It's got to clear this for me, and well, I just see for yourselves. But I did go and then immediately kind of consult the relevant chapters in the comic, just compare and contrast how all this come across, and I went straight into this guy to do it. But I'll leave that to you to find out yourselves.
Okay.
Then we got Orb episode 23 Comrades.
Oh, your favorites die.
Yes.
I'm used to it in this show now. Yeah.
Yeah. But it kind of loses impact after you do it a couple of times.
Yeah,
Still feels a little crappy though, but you know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's particularly the fact you've been carrying your dead daughter's hand with you.
So like that was the reveal that kind of got me. He's like, so you fucking knew, like you did fucking like, because he glanced over right before she exploded.
Yeah, it's the way that, because it feels like it's not literally her face is being thrown towards his face, but the way it's shot in that episode is there's like a zoom in done in a way that it's looked like it's going towards his vision.
Yeah, it's going towards recognition as a zoom. Yeah, I get you. The other thing was there was so many bits in the conversation where they kind of turned to Draka, and it's just like, and Draka, you were talking to the leader of the rebel organization, right? And she's like, yeah, and I was like, say her name, and you're home free. You can get out of the situation intact. But her name never comes up in the conversation. There was so many opportunities, but not quite there.
No, every single character died. Either mostly through violent means, but a few through old age.
I'm glad that he got to kill that fucking bishop, because like he earned that one, but he doesn't. He was just like, oh, so you say my life's been an entire waste. Well, I've covered this whole fucking church in petrol. So what are you gonna fucking do about that? Or alcohol, I think. But yes. The idea that he does a stab on him and just like, yeah, idiot, I can just fucking kill you and cover it up and say that she fucking did it, because I already constructed a cover story that I was going here to fight a heretic. But he doesn't know that it's like, that's the guy who like fucked up your daughter's fucking shit. Like it's all this cunt's fault. It's mostly this cunt's fault that your life is ruined. It's a little bit your own fault for just following through on.
I was gonna say, no, so I think it's
fighting heliocentrism. But this guy really like encouraged that lifestyle.
And really, it's the dad who's long gone.
Yeah, that's true as well. We've only ever seen him do a speech once to the new priest recruits, and he was seemed very nice at the time.
I thought it seemed pretty shaky, but like it's a little like something was really like fun, saying it's up to you. You've got to finish the job for me, kids. Come on.
Yeah,
and it's good that Novak realizes this as he's dying himself at the end. I'm like, so heliocentrism wasn't blasphemy after all. What am I supposed to do with this information? Raphael, who I formed in my own mind, and I'm now going to have one last philosophical conversation.
I did appreciate Raphael who's like, by the way, I'm not the ghost of the kid you killed. I am a figment of your imagination as you're dying, bleeding out in a burning church. Like, just
did my daughter go to heaven in spite of it all? Well, man, I'm your imaginary friend, so I'm just going to say she totally did, buddy.
I mean, like, you can say a prayer while before the church collapses on you. I mean, that'll do you, kind of thing. And he tries to hand him back the necklace. It's like, I kept this, and your man's like, okay, I cannot take it off you because I am imaginary, as I keep fucking telling you. But also, that got passed from person to person to person, and you just ended up the last one holding it. So, thanks for being my friend and continuing the promotion of heliocentrism. Good fucking job, idiot. You feel bad for him, but it's also kind of like, yeah, he does.
Well, because he does the bit of like, was I the villain in this story? And Raphael, who is like, well, he puts it a little fair into that of like saying, yeah, bits of you are definitely the villain, but some of you is not a villain. And if we were born in a completely different time, we would have been in completely different circumstances. Yeah. And it might have suited us better than the time we were born in.
And again, it is the thing of like, people can be like cowards and brave, and people can be these things, these contrary things at the same fucking time. It's like, you're a complicated man. Were you the villain? Sure. Do we feel bad for you fucking bleeding out in a church that you set on fire? Yeah, a little. It's like, It's more complicated than that.
Well,
Yeah.
like in the fun, if every fucking generation is going fun and saying, what were those people thinking like a century ago? How the hell could they believe this nonsense? You know, as
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
on and
And
on.
he
You'd be
gets
surprised how much of that nonsense will stick around and come back as well.
yeah, and he gets the
So a
line.
long
It's like,
time from now, people looking at what's transpiring in our present day, go, what the fuck were they thinking back then?
yeah, and he gets the line, the Figment kid going, it's just like, to people in the future, we'll be just people who lived in the 15th century. It's just like, we're gonna be nothing to them. We're not gonna fucking matter in the future. That's fine. That's how it goes, man. Don't worry about it.
And meanwhile, Draka gets to bleed out outside, finally enjoying the sunrise, just as Schmidt wished.
Hey, this is pretty cool.
And
I better finish this carrier pigeon message real quick because as I'm bleeding out.
Oh, Pigeon did not get stabbed. He's fine.
Yeah. There's a little bit. It's kind of like the reverse of Ochi there. He was terrified of the night sky, but he learned to just look up at it and then see the beauty in it. And this is a nice, like, full reflection in here now.
I think everyone's looking at the same point of the sky that they died in at the end of each part as well.
Yeah, it's the you see in the opening, right? Again, I think it's the next character that we're introduced to who's pointing at that specific thing. Yeah.
Yes, because the story ain't over. We've got to go now to Poland.
Real Poland! Whoa!
To a specific
different from P Kingdom, different place entirely.
Well, so we now get specific year, and we get the historical figure of Albert Brzezinski. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm probably murdering that name.
Yeah, he's only introduced as Albert in this part, so we'll hear them pronounce it and we'll copy them.
Well, even they wouldn't get it all the way right, so you know. It's like,
I mean,
anyway,
we'll get a better thing of it. Yeah.
He's currently a baker, and he's so good at baking that the guy he works for wants to fund his university education.
You're so good at measuring flour in amount that I can make maximized profits from my very tasty bread that's very popular in town. I'm sending you to college. And he's like, I didn't fucking say I wanted that. It's like, sorry, dude. Like, you're like a smart guy. I figured you wanted to go to college. Like,
no,
also,
no,
never thrown your
time.
astrolabe away. I know you're still a scientist.
You barely touched it.
You've still got your equipment.
What does a baker need with an astrolabe except for fun, I guess? Yeah.
Well, that's all we get this episode. We've got 2 more episodes with this guy.
It's weird
consult your local library.
And again, we watch a bishop bleed out on the floor. He doesn't get any last words. It was like nothing beyond that, which is good because fuck that guy. He's a real piece of shit. We get our other villain who's also been manipulated and is a victim in his own way. Like, he gets a nice ending to his thing. We see our girl get fucking stabbed and just bleed out, and it's just like, but it still remains hopeful. It's very impressive that it manages this while killing off the cast constantly, like, as it goes on.
And we'll see where this goes and what it means for the first 3 parts.
Yeah, remember this is like an allegory. These are allegorical characters when you get down to it. So
yes, I think that's where they're going to go with this 4th part, is to point out that the first 3 parts are allegorical characters. And this is more like what really happened, would be my guess of what it is.
Yeah.
Hans, you're such a Novak. No, I'm not. Sit back.
But the author has said it's also about how Japanese people misunderstand this. Now, whether that was the intention when he started writing it, or whether he realized he was misunderstanding it.
Well,
I think he started with the word Poland, so it was kind of like, okay, I need to pare that back a little bit just so people don't get the wrong idea. Yeah.
Fine then. Then it becomes, oh, Tanaka, you're such a Novak. No, I'm not. Take that back.
Then we've got Kinnikuman Perfect Origin Arc Season 2, Episode 19. Has this got a title, Dwayne?
The Unsinkable Steel Battleship, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it rings a bell now.
Yes,
because essentially it is
Robin
an episode
the
of
shit
Robin
kicked
Bass.
out of him for half an hour. While he remembers all the other times that he got shit kicked out of him. But he kept getting back up.
I'm a known guy who gets the shit kicked out of him, who has lots of fucking signature moves, and that's what he's going to do. Lots of signature moves.
More importantly, he's trying to make the point to Nemesis that I used to be like you. Don't make the same mistakes I made.
Yeah, I see you and me. It's like, oh, but you're weak. It's like, yeah, I was also fucking weak until I learned the power of friendship with regards to wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And basically brings you up to speed on Robin Mask's early life in this series as a heel who eventually becomes a babyface. Because he just
Which is
believe
impressive
that
because he's wearing that big helmet. Except for that one point in his career where he was a manager. He was wearing, I guess, a mask over his helmet. I'm not sure how that worked out.
Yes.
I kind of want to see.
It's definitely like a throwback to a very different era of Kinnikuman. So it's after the monster fighting bit, but it's in the early stages of the wrestling part where it still feels more. It's taking Tiger Mask inspiration.
Yeah, because like he's the wrestling champions that Kinnikuman has to beat. So like he's the start of the wrestling essentially is Robin Mask. So yeah.
Because we get like America used to be split between 3 different federations, and there was an evil federation who was trying to take over. They wanted to make him their champion.
But they ruined his match by launching the missiles in the middle of the match.
Oh yeah. It again like a fucking like a ring suspended in the middle of the Grand Canyon. So it's like, oh, that match from before we had in this one is a little callback to that one.
Yeah. That's a standard wrestling venue in the US.
Oh yeah. No. That's the training level.
That's pretty. Otherwise, the match just continues, doesn't it? I don't think we see anything of.
There's no definitive, like, the decisive fucking blow, but Jesus, like, he's getting his bits knocked out off of his titular mask.
Oh,
his helmet is dented as fuck by the end of it. Yeah.
The hereditary horn.
Yeah.
The unicorn horn.
I didn't know he could do that, but yeah, that's something. A little gadget there installed. Doesn't do a lot because you get snapped off straight away, but hey, it's cool that he had that.
I think it wasn't in his design the whole time, so I guess he got that at some point along the thing. Like he earned it.
Oh, it takes his armor off at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah,
that's
it's
the ending reveal.
We got our my brain's like Devilman. It's like, what the fuck is his name? Nemesis. I couldn't think of his name. Nemesis is like taunting was like, you're wearing those, like they're not actually weighted things, but the armor is holding him back somehow. So he's like, oh, you're gonna have to pay the piper as soon as I take this armor off. I'll be way
like
better at wrestling.
Nemesis can see, like, he's like his fighting power like welling up inside him, but it's like, but it's just like, why isn't it coming out? I keep pushing him. I want a real fight, but it's just like, it's under being kept under lock and key.
Because Nemesis respects him as the best of the worst kind of wrestlers from his point of view. He's like, hey, you're the top of the thing, man, but I can counter everything you do, and also I keep doing Kinnikuman's secret moves that only, and Kinnikuman's like, but only I should know what those moves are. It's just like, yeah, he looks like you, but like this has happened several times before. I don't know why you're freaking out about it. Also, his helmet can turn into like a mask. Like,
well, a lot of what Kinnikuman wants to do is it usually just seems to be like it looks more like it's kind of pulling up like a little kind of thing over their mouths. It's like, it's kind of more superhero-ish, but he's just a whole like fun transform mouth visor.
To be fair to Kinnikuman, that this Nemesis has claimed he's like one of these.
It would make sense for him to be related to him. Yeah, that's true.
Perfect origin guys. However he's telling the truth on that, we will eventually find out. Possibly not this season though.
Yeah.
This is the creation of the universe could be like too big of a, but it's like one series of animation. It's like, that's now you've up a whole like existential debate now about like wrestling and what it means as a way of life, with us alone in this universe, or so we thought.
Yeah,
I don't know, this perfect Trojan heliocentrism is like not the way the Bible should be, and not the way we should teach wrestling in schools. That's all I'm saying.
See, Kinnikuman is an allegory for like scientific curiosity, and he's the best in people. He can't do it alone. You need friendship. You gotta pass it on to the next generation by
I thought his name meant Muscle Man.
See, the brain is the strongest muscle of all.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, the Wikipedia tells us friendship power is the power of unity that is mainly used by Justin Chojin. But as Sunshine once said, friendship even exists among demons, as we've seen because it does not exist amongst these perfect Chojin. They're terrible.
Yeah, you fail once, die. Like, how do you even train, man? I don't know. That seems like a bad idea.
Well, the turnover is very high. I mean, you probably need to prove what level of your fun training is, like, probably by killing another dude, so you can't weed them out that way. That's why there's only like 11 of them left. These guys are nearly extinct.
Yeah. They keep wrestling each other into extinction.
Then we got Zenshu Episode 9 Hero, a clip show episode where a character dies at the end.
Well, clip show, but it's like
it's presented from Luke's point of view.
Perspective. Yeah. So it's not like entirely skippable and worthless.
And it's only really like the first half or 2/3.
Yeah, and it's also like he's recapping the events of prior to the fucking movie, like the flashbacks in the movie until she arrives and then makes his life actually better. It's a good way to do it, I think, like just that differing perspective.
And she's obviously like wrestling with this thing as well. It's just like she's really fucking like into me. And I drew all those pictures of him when I was a kid, and it's like, and I still do. It's like, but I know how this goes, and the bird keeps telling me it's just like, I can't like be happy with this or take it because just everyone's gonna die, and it's like, QJ like seems to be like pretty robot, the most emotionally intelligent and receptive of all the heroes here. If one said, "Hey, what's happening? Want to talk about things? But can always like go for a walk. Oh, like the weather's gonna be like pretty good. 99% certain to be sunshine."
But yeah, she unloads the plot essentially on him, but like I'm not sure he 100% understands it. Like, because it's a movie, and it's like doesn't explain what a movie is, but like basically here's how the plot of the movie goes, because that's Luke's demise. That's
your favorites die.
Yeah, and that's what's supposed to happen. But then but she's just like, but then you come in and change shit, and I've never seen him like this, and things are better now. And also, do I die in the movie? He's like, no, you live, but the world ends. He's like, that sounds crap. I'm glad you're here. So instead, that's much better. He's being real sound out, like listen to her, and like he's not gonna tell the lads about it.
He's getting like all of this, like all this. I was hidden there. I thought you were such a cute little robot character. Actually, you're very wise and thoughtful. So, I'm really starting to like you. No, don't take him away.
No, QJ, you're supposed to be the only one that survives.
More importantly than him getting killed, because his getting killed is just a sacrifice he makes on his own choice to upset the plot of the film. But the boys this episode are using the animation that she created in the first 6 episodes.
So the big plane one comes in with the Iwatani circus missiles or void based ones. We have a wrestling one and a samurai based one. It's like, oh fuck, it's just copying the shit I did. So she's like, I got to come up with something new that they can't copy. So she's really struggling with that kind of thing, because like everything else has been very well animated, but all derivative is the main problem. I think
yes. And she can't do it. She sends it with a scribble.
Can't do it because what are you supposed to do? Like like you can't sit down. I have to reinvent the wheel every time.
Yeah. That is also the struggle of creation.
That's too big of an idea to take on at once. Like and especially I suppose even as fast as she's going, you've only got so much time to come up with we got like some concepts. If you some thumbnails, we got like work this thing up a bit.
Mm-hmm. The scribble takes out a few of the missiles. The one that she scrunches up in the thing is like, no, so anything will fucking work essentially, but she can't come up with a new idea, and her desk gets taken out by a missile. QJ's like, right, time to bravely sacrifice myself by getting the shit knocked out of him by like a bunch of the missiles, like just hopping, pingballing between those things.
He's pretty hardy, He's just like keeps push it on through it. Poor little dude.
So but the way it's like a clip show, like you said, it opens with like the tragedy of the original movie, then the happy fucking time series we've been having. It's like, yeah, but it could fucking go tragedy any fucking second, and it does.
Well, but I think QJ's point of view is that all they've been doing so far is delaying the end by him dying when he's supposed to be the one who survives. Then the ending
that's
is
different. That means shit has gone different than it was. Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like, I'm gonna make a difference. Like, I'm not gonna be the only one to survive. I'm gonna make sure my friends survive. That's the thing. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm sure it all goes well because the next 2 episodes are called Chaos and Despair.
Oh dear.
No, it's like it's like fucking because like similarly she's never experienced true love. She's never experienced like this loss as well to inform her creative sensibilities.
Yeah, yeah, because obviously I think that's the original animated director's vision is obviously being burnt the fuck out by the animation industry made her make the most depressing thing ever, a la your
Like
Evangelion or
Hideaki
something
Anno
like that.
making
Yeah.
Evangelion.
I mean, like initially Evangelion, not like continuing to fucking keep making it long after the therapy it should have provided has worn off.
The money is some comfort. You see.
That's a big comfort. Those model kits pay for themselves, man.
Also, Anno has not killed himself by eating spoiled food. So
He hasn't turned into a bird either, I think. Like, I could be wrong about that, though. Yeah.
No, it could be Miyoko Anno's like comic
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
like get inside stories. It's much stranger
Yes.
than that actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say, she's probably prevented him from eating spoiled food. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this week's episode. QJ goes down.
Is that why Luke, in her revision of it, is an excellent fucking cook? So she won't eat spoiled food and die. Like, again, it's a thing.
Oh, quite possibly, yes. My favourite bit is Luke trying to give her a hairstyle where he can look at her face from every angle.
And he's initially trying to style it like the I can't remember the name of the crystal thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you can see it from every angle.
Oh,
If I
yeah,
get her
yeah.
hair, if I get her hair all the way up, I can see her face from every angle. Is his thing. Because he wants to look at her because he likes her.
Yes. Why do I want to do this?
Good dumb. Why are you so dumb? Why are you making me dumb?
That is Chibi Godzilla raids again. It's still ongoing. They haven't moved out the location they were in the last episode.
They've changed the blackboard is the main.
That's true.
Hey,
It's Broke Monster.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Hello.
I'm going to type in case you can't hear us. Yeah, he's frozen for you as well, right?
Oh yeah. I think Kaiju's got him.
Oh shit.
Information not made available to the public. It's going too well. We're really motoring there.
Yeah.
Start recording.
Dismiss.
Yeah, so right, we're back moving again after I froze up, and we were talking about Chibi Godzilla Broke Monster, which is happening at the same location as last week. In the schoolhouse, treehouse, and it's called Broke Monster because Chibi Ghidorah cannot understand where all its money's going. Why is it so short of cash? It's living hand to mouth.
I was thinking of that drill tweet where it's like listing his household income and the large amount spent on scented candles. It's just ruining his family. They're starving. It's like in this case, King Ghidorah's each of the 3 heads are starving. They're living hand to mouth or
mouth to mouth.
They don't really have hands. Yeah.
So they run through what you're spending the money on, and the gag each time is, I do this, and then one of the heads will do something extremely extravagant, and then argue in defense of it.
The novelty Tanuki by the right head, I was just like, that is fucking hilarious. And then it was updone by doing that same joke again 3 times, which is very good, Chibi Godzilla. That's a good way of doing it. And also the third head buying an expensive watch.
Yeah, the expensive watch was my favorite because he goes, "It's an investment."
It's an investment. They're very fucking exclusive. They only sell them at certain times. When? Weekdays. It's just like...
Oh yeah, we're not about the wearers anyway. Let's see what goes around your neck.
Yeah, it's good to have essentially like 3 straight men against 3 fucking idiots. Is kind of the way this is working. except one of the idiots is more idiot than the other two, depending on the circumstances. Yeah.
Then we got Dr. Stone, episode 9 of Science Future, Light of Science. It's up to you, Chrome. You got to save the day, along with all the other guys who can save the day. And your plan of building a giant Earth-moving device.
It's like a knife that goes in this spiral thing, so called the initial stuff of the digging, revolving,
industrial lathe, or something like I can't remember what the fuck his acronym is for it. But then it was like, I bet you didn't have that in the fucking past.
Drill,
huh?
yeah, drills.
That's a better name too. Shit, fuck.
No, this is my time. I even did the whole robot. When Senku was lying near death from a gunshot wound. It's up to me to do it. I gotta do the right, sketch out the roadmap. All it does, if you can see, is it's like a little bit kind of fuzzy on Samira's phone saying Kaseki will do some stuff. Is one box. It's like, okay, well, we rely on him for this one, but we can do it.
I do like the kind of the couple of simplicity fucking things. Number one, like they can't come at the base, the Disneyland evil fortress from the coast because it's too open. They can't come at it from the cornfields because it's like there's no cover or anything. So we'll take 2 weeks to drill our way to the fucking thing. We just need to do trigonomics and make a fucking drill. Like just those two simple things. And Senku's been shot, which is bad. So like 2 weeks is like, yeah, he's a little time to fucking recovery. And the other guys are like, now that we've scared the shit out of him by killing their head scientist, a small child. Well, he's not a small child anymore, but you get what I mean. They are also, now we're going to build our secret projects. Large woman has finished her meat and is going to sing loudly and off key again, so he can't hear the plan. And I was like, well, I like her character far more now. That's a great bit. Dear.
When I was fourth grade, I broke my tricycle. A very boring story, doesn't go anywhere.
And what was Xenu's guys trying to build?
He's gotten Dr. Oh shit, I've forgotten his name now. The one sensible guy on the Americans. We'll find out he's the one sensible guy there.
Yes, Dudley or Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah. If it's not Dr. Bradley, his first name is Bradley, but he's gotten him as like, oh, you're going to work on the secret project.
He's a military. He's another military.
No, he calls him a doctor, so I assume he got his doctorate.
It's like a military
in engineering. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, because we also get a flashback of Luna, capable girl,
being bad at the cushy medical thing her dad got her into, but she does remember how to check someone's pulse for blood pressure is the thing.
I know there's a lot more than some other people in this room do, but
yes.
Like you're really good at like sewing and stuff, but it's not just really go for like stitching up somebody or finding their pulse or.
We took a boat across the Pacific Ocean, but we did not think to revive any fucking doctors for our voyage.
I was going to say, it does feel like but it makes sense given the arrogance of the three people who are in charge of this expedition that they not think of this.
I mean, it's one of the standard things that Luffy was looking for on the crew. You need a doctor on the boat. That's very fucking
just considering as well. One of the opening arcs was it's like it's going to take so long to make basic antibiotics.
Yeah, that's true.
They hope this won't come up again. But
we got penicillin now. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, they don't care anything. Just throw some penicillin in a gunshot wound. It'll close right up.
Francois, just that. Francois just make a cocktail that.
Yeah, they were leaning on Francois for a lot of things. Yeah, they're not good at everything, lads. Come on.
This is not quite like deboning a chicken, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, that's the gist of the episode. It's a lot of fun. You get a big bit of again.
Overselling,
underselling.
Yes.
Setting on the way he does anyway. It's like
they already know he's a liar. And he, as he maintains, they tricked me. I guess him and Senku were always together, and like even our Dr. X is kind of thinking, shit, they were always fucking together. Now that I think about it, even in the pictures he sent me, it was always like Taiju was also there. So it's like he's either lying or stupid, and neither is it good for our information gathering that we're getting from him. So
Yeah, but like when you're outgunned like that, like and when fucking near death from a gunshot wound, there could be a gas in the ropes you're fun. What can we do that would like buy that some time? It's just like, well, I can't like fun beat him in terms of like his physical like power he has over us, but I can attack his curiosity, and it's like, let's just fire over the Medusa thing. Even though how much he wants to kind of like take us over and take all our stuff and take us out, he won't be able to ignore this. And it's like, no, there's no battery in it, so he just isn't going to work. He may not figure it out. If he does, well, whatever. But it'll buy us some time.
They're kind of like firing the one fucking Medusa you have and saying it's just like, but he'll think that one's a dud and that we have lots of more because like Gain like cops onto
to sell that,
yeah. It's like he'd only do it if it was to do a bluff. He'd only give them the fucking beyond 21st century technology if it was a bluff. And it's like you got that right, Ken. So you sold that, I think.
It's just when you watch them back to back like this, you can see like the similar kind of just so the kind of favorite themes and something like in the writing coming back, and a lot of it is the social engineering and the bluffs within bluffs.
Yeah.
And also explaining how a thing works for the layman reading the comic or watching the show.
Whether that's like something of chemistry or something about casinos and how those fucking work. Yeah.
Because that takes us into Trillion Game, where guess what? We're going to learn how casinos work. But also, Gaku, you've got to decide: are you all in? This is what having lots of money feels like, and losing lots of money. This is also what it feels like.
Yeah, but it's the thrill.
I was right about the thing of it. It's like we could make a lot of money at the casino, but eventually money comes and goes. Mostly goes. The casino, the house always fucking wins, basically. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to like sell out to these guys, or do you want to fucking make a go of it? That kind of thing. And it's not getting them like addicted to gambling, thank fuck. But it is kind of thing of like, but you have the feeling that you want to go all in, right? You have the feeling that you want to keep fucking going.
Well, more importantly, he had the feeling that he didn't want to. Initially, had the feeling that he didn't want to keep going. It's like, this is the time to pull out, and then that was the point where he realized, oh, this is the point Haru's trying to make to me.
Yeah, it's more like, well, the money, like, we're here for the money, but for why are we getting the money for is so we can achieve and anything we can dream of.
Yeah.
And this fucker is calling us out, like, he's saying, no, you can't actually. You can't do anything you want because I'm here. So you gotta let him say that. It isn't about the money. Money is the means to the end. We're getting to do whatever we want.
If given the options of being absorbed by this guy or crushed by this guy, you want to fucking try fighting him anyway? Like just to see if we can.
Yes, because then he flashes back to episode 1 and Haru drawing the plan on the side of the building.
Like we're not even all the way up on this fucking thing.
If I stop now, I miss out on that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm here for. Is that plan, and going along with Haru on that journey is what I'm really here for. So yes, I'm all in.
I want to be part of the heist. I want to be in the heist. That's what we went to Las Vegas for, because I've seen so many heists. I don't even want about the gambling at all. It's like, oh yes, we're planning a job here, so need to like go back to the spiritual home of the job and take that backwards. Also, everyone had a great time. Everyone buying souvenirs. Your man got a giant box of Legos.
I did appreciate like what the different people are kind of splurging on. Rinrin's just went to like a nice bakery or something by the look.
Just getting all like all the American foods and snacks you can't get back home.
But yeah, the contrast between them going first class and coming back economy class. So like first class, wow, this is great. Fucking what is it? You were saying all you can eat noodles or all you can eat soup?
It was both. It was like
I think they filled up on the soup
coming out like what did you want, sir? Like oh, they haven't got from like good wine on just a regular fucking plain back. It's just the one little screw top bottles. Contrasted immediately then with meeting with Dragon Bank of Fun, saying yes, we have like a fine I find vintage here from a fine French vineyards from the 1800s. I'm saying, I want to see
It's
this.
unusual for this wine to like. It's rarer because there was a war, and old man is like, it does not matter of its history, only that it is worth money. Money is the only important thing. So obviously, you guys are letting me buy you out, right? You're gonna be folded in the Dragon Bank thing, right?
Oh, sorry, no, sorry. Like, he does a really good Haru, just like, oh man, sorry, no, oh Jesus, I know,
sorry, bud.
we
Yeah.
talked about this, but like, I know, ah, Jesus, no, you're picking my balls, I can't do that, man, sorry.
It's so insincere. It's funny every fucking time. It's impressive that it manages it.
I don't know, man, no, man.
Mm-mm.
And then the old man goes, yeah, unless you come under Dragon Bank's umbrella. And then Harry goes, yeah, that's a great idea. Yes, we should join forces. We'll get Trillion Game will be big enough, become big enough, and we'll devour you, Dragon Bank.
You'll come under. We
come
should be
together.
under the same umbrella. We're gonna fucking own your ass. That's the fucking plan now. And they're kind of, even your man kind of going down the lift is like, I could have done with that 5 million. I'll be honest with you, that would have been pretty sweet. And he's like, Howard's like, I robbed the wine though. Is that cool? It's like they already cracked it open. I think it's cool for me to take it.
They're gonna pour it out. He didn't want this. He's just showing off.
But also, he's looking at the protesters of whatever the fuck. It's not protesters. It's a political rally outside, and he's just like, "That's how we get the cunts. we don't go money. We go power. That's how we're gonna do it."
First of all, you cornered the media. You already have the entertainment company. We've got the ins and that. So we're gonna set up, and we're gonna do the classic way. Head out to the golf links, put the head of golf promotion. They set about some plans for. We've got to control the media. Well, what media do you control but your own channel? So, with our stable of talent from our entertainment company, our entertainment business, we're going just making TV. It's like everyone's going to stream it nowadays. Everyone's got their own individual little streaming platform. Like that's the way to do it now. So we're going to put it all into our first program. But I don't know what it'd be about.
Yeah, it's just like we're going to put all our. And again, putting all the startup money into one fucking thing. Make us a really good TV show. Make it a fucking hit. Make it as like, oh, you gotta subscribe to Trillion TV, man. They got the new fucking show that everyone's been talking about.
I presume it should be this is what they're reading up on. So why does Netflix go about engineering a program as you always do, is trying to draws ever more subscribers onto the platform before they cancel it before it gets the second season? That's at the point. But how do they do that? What's their their methodology for doing that?
Yeah, I assume they mentioned Netflix as their I assume it will be more like how does Amoeba work in Japan.
But a similar kind of thing. And again, it's like you're saying, it's looking at the with the gacha game thing. It's looking at that predatory system and making you understand it to the point where you're rooting for our heroes to do well at the predatory gacha game.
Yeah, I did wonder when he saw the political rally. He was like, "Is Harry going to become a politician at some point in this?"
Harrow's the fucking president. That's what fucking happened.
That's popular and blurring the lines is, yeah. But it's okay. He'll be a good rich person who has political influence.
No, he won't. He'll be a rich person with political influence who we like, not a good one. That's the very point of his character.
No. When you can stop some of the kind of the very shifting, capricious morals of Haru and a gang or otherwise, it's still a real insight into this is some of how these scenarios are put together, man. If anything, is again, there's a know your enemy kind of on program here. These are the kind of people who do have actual influence and can do awful harm to the world. But this is kind of how it's done.
These guys haven't got hereditary wealth. I think
that's the main thing they have going from it.
Against.
The amount of crimes Haru fucking does, and I'm like, yeah, but he didn't fucking he wasn't born into it. That's the thing. I'm kind of going yeah, fucking get their ass. I don't care if you become them. It's just kind of as long as you take away their...
And obviously, it also has the present day stuff of where is Haru? What has happened to Haru?
Where is Haru? Where is Rin? Is the rest of the game company still around?
He saw the emptiness of material wealth and went to become a monk on top of a mountain.
Actually, starting a religion is a thing I could see him doing. That's another thing. Yeah.
We're all going to heaven, lads.
No, we got a much better role model though in Bureaucrat to Villainess. Dad's been reincarnated. Episode 9. Dad gets trapped. What a great episode.
This is the way it meant to be like a little kind of like a little side quest thing in the game. You don't even need to do it. It's like, just to kind of get the
Most people skip it. Yeah.
social links up. But now it becomes this old, because Dad's here, it's spiraled out into this like almost like a Rubik's Cube of like colliding emotional states.
And I did like this, her explaining like to Anna, which is like, we're walking down to the vault because the moon, when it wanes at this time of year, we have to big up the magical wards for all the weird fucking shit we got in the school magical weapons vault. And we'll just follow their lead. I know we're just inexperienced, like first years or whatever, but like we'll be cool. And they go down there and they immediately get themselves trapped in a magical Rubik's Cube. And they're like, we should call a teacher. They leave to go call a teacher. It's like, we're also trapped in the space.
We're in the void.
We're not trapped in the cube. Okay. So we
get
do have to
specifically
solve it.
trapped because Lucas solves the cube, which leads into the bit later on where they're like, should we? Because they brought out 5 of
They
the
brought
boys,
out
they
all
haven't
the
brought out
other,
Lucas.
yeah.
And they're like, should we bring out Lucas? And then we get Kenzaburo going, well, I don't think he's really suitable for Anna, so I think we should not bring Lucas out.
No.
I am not following.
I can't figure that one out. That's the hardest game part.
I'm leaving every other route open, but that little shit. No, he's not going.
No, he stays in the box. It's fucking like the mental configuration. He's going to come out here and tear my skin off.
But yes, there's assorted riddles and puzzles that they have to solve.
And it's the thing of he's a guy from our world in the magical world where they don't have Rubik's cubes and riddles and
of the Sphinx that have been passed around through generations and have already hackneyed.
As the dude points out, it's like, you should have solved that riddle, dude. You're fucking familiar. Is a Sphinx. Like, I mean, I don't know.
And also, it's inconsistent as to what riddles they recognize and which ones they don't.
Yeah.
They're all from the real world.
So you have the tale of like the North Wind versus the Sun. Like you have that one, but you don't have like Rubik's Cubes. And again, like the daughter going like, let me in there. I remember Dad taking apart a Rubik's Cube to show me how it worked. And she gets direct control of the dragon and tears that thing asunder. I was like, oh, can we just cheat? It's like, no, you cannot cheat. The game did think of that. So,
but by doing so, by taking apart the game mechanics, you can kind of see how it can be solved. And say, oh, I see the internal logic of this thing. It's easy. So I'll do this. It's a lot like relationships.
Yeah, is figuring out how to take apart a Rubik's Cube a universal thing that people experienced?
I think when I was a kid, I had a knockoff one that I moved the stickers on.
Oh, okay, you were moving the stickers first. Okay, I was definitely taking it apart just like Kenzaburo did.
It's pretty easy to put them together again, though. That's the other thing, yeah.
Yes.
I assuming you don't snap anything, obviously, yeah.
I don't like Kenzaburo. We had the proper Rubik's Cube. Because, I guess my parents were at the right age to be caught up in the hype of Rubik's Cube, while alongside Trivial Pursuit.
It loves colors and shapes, It's
yes, because they were caught up in the hype of it, and then I don't think it was until sometime in the mid-aughts that we ever actually played a game of Trivial Pursuit correctly.
Yeah. One of those ones where you think you know the rules. Is like, oh, there's this entire game we're not fucking touching here. Yeah.
And then after we played it correctly, and it took so long, we never played it again.
That's the fucking thing. That's why they made those short form versions of it. Like, those are better because you have a quick one. And it's like, that was fun. We'll do another one, and it'll be quick.
You have to get the entire pie and then fucking clean the pie. It's like, oh man, just to get the end game will take you.
Yes, and then the worst part is that when you get to the middle, all the other players get to choose the question they ask you.
Yeah.
From the middle, and so they could.
And through the entire game, you know that Dwayne doesnn know anything about fucking sports, so you're just gonna fucking pick sports all the fucking time, aren't you?
Nothing as hard as that in these puzzles. It might be a little bit of like a thing here about, well, the Ultimate games, like they have to throw some kind of interactive thing in there, so we're going to throw a puzzle in there, but it's not going to be a hard puzzle. You can figure this one out. Come on.
Yeah, and Kenzaburo does a pretty good job in each of these in trying to get Anna close with the boy.
And even the final thing, like, is Anna going like, I've been seeing you like take apart the puzzle, put it back together, and I now I see the inner workings of it. I think I can actually solve all 6 sides of that fucking thing. So he's doing a good job of making Anna like have increased relationship things with the boys and having her look really good,
Just
look really
being the
smart.
wingman.
Like, all backfires because they just get the biggest boost to their love of Grace. That
They're all like, what a fucking good job he did of making Anna look like the hero. Obviously, she's the real hero.
What I mean, did you hear her rendition of the Galaxy Express 39 song? It was just pitch perfect.
That was so good because the credits came up there and I was
It
looking
was
at the timestamp. I was like,
I
hang on a
composed by
second.
but they just went all the way with it. The drive bleeping out and then the phone said, no, we weren't. We asked. We got the rights to use the song.
Yeah.
And it does get into your head, like, you know, like it is like, oh, I can see why he would jump to that phone and say, yeah, that song does get into your fucking head. Like,
it's popular among otaku and regular people alike.
It's a very good song because they got a cover of it, so they only had to pay the publisher.
I mean, like, but because it's like the karaoke version of it, because they don't have karaoke in the world. That's another thing that doesn't exist in this fantasy world. Which, yeah, they've got a karaoke cover, which is fine. But like, yeah, it's I don't know if I wanted to hear her sing it or him sing it. You know, that kind of way. I was just like, or yeah, the duet at the end is still like the regular credits that they do between the 2 versions of the same character is still excellent. But yeah, it was really nice them doing the end credits early to a different fucking show.
Yes, it was pretty impressive that it was the actual song from another show, because the extent they've gone avoiding saying the names of things. So they do it again here in that same scene with the whatever the drum.
You can like the Rhythm Heaven, the Rhythm Tengoku, the mascot. It's like, you know, oh, this is the mosaics is fun saying, oh yeah, I've no idea what the mascot that is. Nope.
Protecting his identity.
I think this is easily my favorite thing this season.
It's very good. It's always a delight. Like, that's the thing. It's been a good season though, so it's hard to pick. Yeah.
Yes.
There's this like things being done. Well, I think this everything has been more or less been kind of proceeding in a consistent manner. There's been no oh, this one really fucking sagged or dipped.
And this one was a surprise as well. Like, we were expecting good stuff out of Daima, and we got it. That kind of thing. Orb has been like really interesting, like ongoing, that kind of thing. This one was like, as an isekai, it's like. Give it a go.
I think we've learned now.
It's a manga one.
Is worth a gamble.
Yeah. They have some good ideas that they have committed to, that they had to workshop to make them better. Is the other thing.
Yes, because they have to be able to be drawn.
Yes.
To begin with.
Yeah.
The idea.
Which for a visual medium like animation is very important that you had an idea of what it should look like. Yeah.
Like what's both styles go front cover, back cover, and then there's like maybe some inside the book. But at the start you got, rest is all in this fucking hackneyed prose. And good luck getting a fucking coherent or nice idea out of
that. That's it for this week. I didn't think I watched old stuff. I watched some Gatchaman. I'm trying to watch one a day at the moment.
Okay.
I cannot wait for them to switch the theme tunes over, because the more iconic theme tune is the ending theme at the start of the series.
The jog button is your friend, but I suppose maybe you're on the opposite side of the room just getting out of stuff and then some Gatchaman go, right?
Oh no, I've been skipping it now. But when it is the song of Gatchaman is the opening, I will listen to it all the way through, as I listen to it all the way through when it's the ending theme. I'm watching the dubs. I guess ADV or Sentai did at some point. It's okay. It works for being able to watch it sort of half in the background to a degree.
I sometimes, like, if it's just like a fairly just workman-like dub, it can just work for the nature of the ultimate material if it feels very pulpy like Gatchaman does.
Particularly because a lot of it is still deep in my DNA and my memory from watching Battle of the Planets as a small child and reading Battle of the Planets comics and getting Battle of the Planets transfer kits. Just generally being all in on Battle of the Planets around age 4 or 5. And then I did watch another Detective Conan movie. What's it called? Full Score of Fear, 2.5. I get that on Letterboxd. Kazunori Koshi
Marks, all right.
back writing it again, and boy, that guy loves planting a bomb in a building to end a Detective Conan movie, because he does it again here.
That feels like one that they would go to pretty often until it stops for a while. Then someone moves it back, but now it's fresh.
Yes.
They obviously did it enough that recent one we watched where hotel bombings are a regular fucking occurrence, that kind of thing. Yeah. So.
And I watched Crayon Shin-chan, the movie, Dinosaur Diary, also 2.5. It's too long. It's not funny enough, but at the same time, the fact that part of the reason it's too long is because it tries to get every regular cast member to have some sort of scene with a dinosaur.
Right.
Right. Okay.
That's just the equivalent of like Shonen Jump tie-in. So all your favorites are here to get to do the special move, and they're gone.
Yeah.
But it also is. It is definitely one of these films where the long shadow of Adult Empire Strikes Back. This is living in that shadow. It's tried to be a little bit too serious for a Shin-chan movie, but without the skills to pay it off.
Right.
And so it just kind of ends up a little depressing at the end of the movie. And I'm like, no, I want to be depressed at the end of a Shin-chan movie.
He's offering like some hope, like with this like Adult Empire, and it's like, well, yeah, like these are like some maybe kind of troubling kind of trends or like or attitudes here, but that doesn't mean it's to be all end all.
No, yeah, so I wouldn't recommend that one. But I was at the same time I was pleasantly surprised that some fan subs for that movie had showed up, so I cracked straight into it. And there's some decent animation here and there, and he does have the thing where you're an adult and you've not had to think about dinosaurs for several years, and then you go, okay, this is what dinosaurs look like now. Okay, this is their gaits, these are their feathers, these are what their skulls look like. I can recognize no dinosaurs from my childhood anymore, because they've rearranged the bones and have new theories about what their exteriors look like.
They don't look like the ones in Crystal Palace Park anymore.
No.
It's a shame.
I know. I like you could do the whole thing with the dinosaurs all being these like lanky, like green yolks. Maybe they had a bit more pizzazz than that. Because it's kind of going away. If you did the same thing to like the skeleton of a monkey, well, there's this like horrible, like fucking hairless, fucking terror beast from your nightmares, little goblin.
Yeah.
But it's still probably better than recent Jurassic World movies, of which it is drawing its inspiration from those. Yeah, that was my exciting week of anime. Anybody else got anything else they want to
I watched Megazone 2 3. I threw it on there. People were going on it because it was like 40 years old over the weekend. It's like, okay. I haven't seen that in a while, so I threw it on again. I remember like when I watched it like again a few years back. I don't know, I just couldn't kind of mesh it because there's supposed to be twists in it that like, it seems like the 1980s where actually humanity is all on a spaceship in the middle of the space and we're the last colony surviving after hundreds of years, and it's like, this might have inspired the Matrix and a similar thing. We're trying to preserve this section of humanity's civilization where it's actually all a simulation or a hoax. And in the midst of that, transforming robot bikes blow stuff up. It's like, kind of coming back to it again, maybe I was in a better form first, and I kind of watched it in like a couple of chunks actually. I kind of broke it apart, like, about the half hour mark I started a break, so I can jump off here and come at it again later in the day or the next day. And I don't know, I kind of doing it that way, I suppose I picked up on more little details that I liked about it. I saw like some cameos there from Lupin the Third and Jigen, who were driving a police car in chase of the hero Shogo on the Transformer bike. It's like, oh no, it's like a horrible future where Lupin and Jigen have crossed over to the other side of the law. They've abandoned their outlaw ways. But then in a firefight at the police station, you see him like get blown up by the go behind a car. It's actually quite violent. Actually, I forgot how like graphically just fucking gory it is. But even the space fight, you see like a dude gets a missile fit into the cockpit, and you see like frame by frame getting obliterated.
Okay.
And one of the cute little friends of the kind of the gaggle of of young people heroes here. She's like making a movie that's inadvertently to her exposing like the secrets of the government. Government agent kind of tracks her down and just like bullet to the head, like not even done in a very very gentle or sensitive way. They found her later on. Her friends say, "Oh my God!" Like her body against the wall, or like you see, I think a bit of her head is missing when it's come forward. Like Jesus Christ! Again, little details you know is a lot more. Hit you a lot more.
I don't think I've seen any of these. Is part 2's the one which is the heavily Streets of Fire?
That's the Yasunomi Umetsu one, and he's gonna do what he's gonna do. So there is some good action in there, but that also means there's gonna be some unnecessary sex scenes in it, but they're in there, so it's there for that. Then
gotta keep the animators interested by horny.
And then part 3 is the one that's the most kind of disposable. That's even set even further along the timeline that it is.
Oh yes, this is the Boru Ishiguro on the first one, Ichiro Atano on the second one, and of course Shinji Aramaki and Kenichi Yatagai on part 3.
Yeah, that's the one that Torosy has like some pretty ropey animation where it just kind of jump cuts because they couldn't get the in-betweens sorted out or finished.
Yeah, okay.
That's weirdly the first one I ever saw. I actually went through this whole thing backwards. I think I saw part 3 years ago late on satellite telling the Sci-Fi Channel, and then just down through the years, it's oh, here's part 2. I can see that one up.
Maybe that's why you had trouble with it the first time through. Yeah, because you watched it backwards.
I remember it. Yes, because I think part 3 was the one which Manga Entertainment had the rights to.
Yeah. Some more easy access to
the other ones.
It's probably also the one that's probably the least desired of them anyway, so it may have come with some kind of packaging. So if you want this, you gotta take this. Usually how it goes. Oh well, but then the music got better as it went back. So.
Right, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more of the same.
You and old. Yeah.